Hey guys, so I have decided that I will see how this video thing works. Um, I don't know if I'm nervous. I don't think I am. I think it's just that I'm so accustomed to be looking all over the place when I'm recording my podcast episode. Now I actually have to focus on looking at the camera. And you guys can see like all my flaws and stuff. Exhibit A, this fingernail that I took off because I've had them on since February, but due to the lockdown, I can't go out to get them redone. And I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna ride them till the wheels fall off. So they're gonna stay on until they fall off. This one I bumped it when I was like pulling up jeans, and I was like, let me just take it off. So ignore my fingernail. So yeah, I am Shauna. Welcome to another episode of Freeze Ramblings. I'm very happy to be on here again. For new people, I had said that my word for the year is consistency, and I don't know, I don't think I am being consistent because I haven't even uploaded a new episode since February, but at least I'm trying, right? Yesterday I did 10 squats, because we're in lockdown, so I haven't been moving as much as I should. So I was like, let me do some exercise. I did 10 squats yesterday, and I was there like laughing, like, what am I doing? How can you just do 10 squats? Like, are you kidding me? But then I'm like, 10 is better than 5, and 5 is better than 1, and 1 is better than nothing. So at least I tried, right? But yeah, welcome. This is my house. This is my favorite place in my house. Well, you can't see my house, but this is my favorite place in my house. My sofa, it is super comfortable. I eat here, I sleep here, I watch TV here, I study here, I do everything here. This is my microphone. I've got it here because it's connected to my computer, because I'm also recording the audio through that. And then I guess I'll see which one is better. I won't be editing the video because I don't want to. Plus, I don't know how to do it. And that was like why I was a bit, I had my reservations about making a video, because I felt pressure that if I'm making a video, then it needs to be the super professional video with an intro and an outro and all these fancy edits, and honestly I can't do that because I'm not that type of person. I'm creative with my words, but not with anything else. So I started overthinking it, like with the podcast, and that's why I had stopped. And recently I've realized that I have what is called overthinking paralysis. So it's where I overthink to the point where I do nothing. And even since I started the podcast, I restarted the podcast, I had so many ideas. Well, I have so many ideas of the direction that I want to take it to, when I started overthinking, and then I did nothing. So that is why you guys have not had an episode for the past month, I think. But anyways, I wanted to get on here and just ramble as I normally do. I think I will talk a bit about friendships, and maybe about like the lockdown that's going on in China, because a lot of people are interested and they want to know like what it is. So for me, in my city, we have been on lockdown since March 14th, I believe. That means at first it meant like you're advised to stay home, but you could go out. But most people like stayed home. No school, no work, only like the essential workers were allowed out. Then after a week, that was turned into like a closed loop management, I think it's called. So that's where you're not allowed to leave your community, and for some people they're not even allowed to leave their apartment. Thankfully, I live in a community, so I was able to walk outside every day. I mean, I didn't go outside because I don't really like outside, to be honest. I'm perfectly content with staying in my house. I mean, in the 2020 lockdown, when COVID just came about and we knew nothing, and we thought, hey, if you opened your window, it could come in through the window. I stayed in my house. I did not open my door. I did not open my window for like a month. Don't ask me where I got oxygen from or what I was inhaling. I don't know, but thank Jesus, I am here. I am safe. I am healthy. But my point is, like, I'm totally cool with not going outside and not seeing people. Like, I have my phone, I have internet, I have books, I have alcohol, I have food. Like, the perfect life for me. But anyway, so I could go out, but my friends who lived in like in the city center, like in apartment buildings, they could not go outside unless they would go downstairs and walk up back the stairs or something. But for the people who lives in Shanghai, and maybe that's what you guys have seen on the international news and stuff like that, Shanghai is what, 25 or 26 million people, and they're all on lockdown. The government is trying to like get deliveries to everyone, but of course it is difficult because it's 26 million people. So that's what has been going on in Shanghai. Those that I know personally in Shanghai, they're fine. They have shared posts and stories of cutting down meals to like eating 2 times a day instead of 3, not because there isn't any food, but because of the logistics that's attached to it. So no, we are not starving in China, and I know that was like a rumor in 2020 as well. There's a lot of food here, there's everything that we need here. It's just that sometimes these regulations and stuff that they have in place, it makes it a bit difficult. For me, in my house, like when they said, okay, you're not allowed to leave the community, but you can order stuff online. Like I told them, I do not speak Chinese, I don't have the app, I'm not sure how to do it. And they just said, okay, send me your list. And my food, my vegetables and stuff, they were delivered to my door. Like, that's how it is in China. It's not like living in Jamaica or living in America where if you live in the suburbs, like everyone lives in their houses unless you live in like a gated community. And even if you do live in a gated community, the level of service is not the same as here. Like everything goes through your community. They're responsible for you. So at any time you can call someone or message someone and you will get help. At least that has been my experience here. So yeah, that's what's been going on with COVID. Now we were allowed to go outside. On Saturday, I was talking to my friends. Oh, I'm sipping my coffee, by the way. I forgot about it. Now it's a little cold, but I'll put it down and I'll reheat it later because I don't like to waste stuff. But so my friends and I, we decided to do like a coffee date or tea date online on Saturday. So we were all like talking. We haven't seen each other in person in weeks, and we were just sharing our experiences. And one of my friends, she started talking about like people going to quarantine and having to write letters like, oh, please don't send us to quarantine, we'll stay in our houses. Like everyone has different stories and different experiences, I've come to realize. And honestly, sometimes it's just like who you talk to, who you know, and even the day that you talk to them, because the policies change here so fast. But anyway, so while we were talking, I heard boom, boom, boom on my door. I was like, what? Who's coming to my house? When I looked through the peephole, I saw like the hazmat suit. Guys, my hands started shaking. I was like, oh my God, no. And if you guys listened to a previous episodes, you would have heard where I talked about when they told me like, hey, you have to go into quarantine. So I was like, oh God, what's happening? So I opened the door. Turns out they were giving me like a free alcohol spray and like a card. So he said something in Chinese. I don't know what he said. But my Chinese friend who was on the call, she was like, oh, you can go out. So I'm like, really? At first I was like, this is too good to be true. Like, what's going on? I was like, let me try it. So I went out, and so to go out, they gave us this little card and it had like the dates on it. So to go out, they have to sign the time that you leave. and you get 2 hours. At first I thought it was 4 hours, but you get 2 hours. So you can go out for 2 hours and come back. And when you get back in, they sign the time that you return. You're only allowed to use this card once per day. Someone asked me, like, what if you don't come back in 2 hours? I'm like, I don't know, but I don't want to find out. So I just went to the supermarket. Like, I didn't need anything, but I was like, I have this card, so I should use it. So I walked to the supermarket. Of course, it was crazy. Like, people were just, they were all standing in lines. I'm like, why are you guys doing all of this? It's so unnecessary, because even, again, where I live, like, we have tons of supermarkets around, and they're all delivering, and these are all Chinese people who can use the app. I think similar to me, they just wanted something to do, and they're like, let's go to the grocery store and stand in lines. I did not do that. I just got some fruits and I came back to my house. I thought about, like, should I try to, like, go out again? But again, I am a black foreigner, so they know me, so I can't pull that off. I think that's it for the lockdown chronicles in China, at least where I am and at least in my house. I'm enjoying the lockdown period. I have a lot more time, so I've been trying to use it to be productive. I don't know if it's like working. So I watched this video, like this TED Talk, and it was talking about how to study something, how to learn something new, and that you need lots of people say, oh, you need 10,000 hours to learn something, but this man, he said you need 20 hours. So my friends and I, my friend shared it with me, and then we started it together. Like, so you should choose a topic, like a broad goal. That's step number 1. Step number 2, you need to do some research on the topic, like someone who knows what to do, what you want. Yeah, someone who knows what to do, what you want to do. Figure out how they've done it, and then you follow that. Step 3 is to set the sub goal. So what are the tactics and what are the small wins that you can celebrate when you're trying to get to that major goal? Step 4 is to, what was step 4? Hold on. I forgot step 4. Oh yeah, step 4 was to put aside all distractions. So like turn off your phone, the Wi-Fi, and set 1 hour. Like, I'm not sure if it's per day, but I guess per day would make more sense, because if you cram too much, then over time your brain, like, it doesn't want to process everything, or it can't. Like, you can't get that strict focus that is needed to achieve this. And so that is it. And step 5 is to focus, like 1 hour, no phone, no looking out the window, just trying your best to focus. So my friends and I, we have started that, and I'll challenge you guys to do it as well. So I'll repeat the steps again. Step number 1 is to set the target. What do you want to achieve at the end of these 20 hours? Make sure that that target is specified. So do not just say, oh, I want to learn Chinese, or I want to lose weight. You know, like, I want to lose 5 pounds, or I want to learn how to speak about traffic in Chinese, something like that. Step number 2 is research. How has other people learned Chinese? How have they learned how to talk about traffic? How other people lost weight? And stuff like that related to your story, and then you follow that. Step number 3 is to set in the sub goal. So is it that, okay, when I learn how to do this, I can tick it off? That's a win. Our brain needs that. And then step number 4 is to take away all distractions. Step number 5 is to focus. So I will challenge you guys to do that. So that is what I've been doing. I've been trying to focus for these 20 hours. It's a bit hard, but I can already feel the difference, like just sitting down for 1 hour and focusing on one specific topic, and I know what the end goal is. So I'm studying, right? So I study maybe 6 hours per day, but it's like a broader thing because I read tons of articles and my textbooks, so it's a general topic, it's a general area. But this one goal, I can focus that, hey, this is the end goal and I'm taking the small steps to get there. So it is different. So that's what I've been doing in this lockdown, working, studying, and trying to do the 20-hour thing. Another thing I want to say on this video, and that was also another reason why I decided to do the video today, is because I finally finished my website. Oh my god, I purchased my domain from 2020, November 2020. Like, as soon as I finished my book, my first book that I published, I purchased my website because I was like, okay, you have a book, you need to have a website. And lo and behold, of course, I was just wasting my money. I did nothing on the side. I think I put one article up in like November. It was crap, it was nothing. And then I just went throughout the whole year and I did nothing all of 2021, and now finally I think it is ready. My friend has been a huge help to me, Martina. Her Instagram is Martina Muhr Designs, MartinaMuhrdessign. Yeah, I'll also tag her in the description box so that you guys can find her. She does illustrations, website design, stuff like that. So she heard me talking about my website one day and she was like, oh, I can help you. And she has really been a tremendous help. So I'm really grateful for that. And also another talking point, guys, like you can't do everything yourself. As I mentioned earlier, like I'm creative with words. So I know what I want, but most times I don't know how to do it. Like I don't know how to do graphics. I don't know how to edit. And like doing those things, like I feel like they sap my creativity. Like they make me miserable, especially when they take forever. But then there are people like Martina or Rena who designed my book, like they live for that stuff. So whenever you are embarking on a new challenge or in a new business, you really do need to have a team, whether it's a paid team or it's your friends. Like shout out your friends, let your friends help you, and you guys, benefit each other like that, and support each other. So yeah, shout out to Martina for helping me. And see, that's how it works. So she helps me with my website, and I'm using my platform to direct you guys to her and to her incredible work. So I wanted to talk about friendships in this rambling. That's what I had in mind, but I guess I can talk about that in another episode. So here I go rambling about lockdown in China, talking about my consistency or lack thereof, as well as my website that is coming soon. On my website, you'll be able to see articles, my podcast episodes, as well as purchase my book. I wanted to also share about some of my travels in China, but I put it on and it felt a bit forced, like it wasn't me. So I was like, you know what, like if I travel and something like stands out in my mind, then I'll write an article about that and maybe share some pictures. But I'm also not a travel vlogger, so I don't even want to get into that part and like overextend myself and stretch myself to areas that they're not my area of forte. So yeah, thank you guys for tuning in. Let me know if you guys like the video format or if you prefer just hearing my voice and not seeing my face. No hard feelings. Connect with me on Instagram at Shauna Reeves 18, and I'll see you guys another time.